Hi guys, welcome to Federal Character. So as we all know, the continuing resolution has been passed, championed by Chuck Schumer, and the headlines went crazy, all over the place. The Democrats right now are all over the place like banshees. They are screaming their heads out, acting crazy, being Democrats. Let's just read some of the headlines that we have. The first one is Democrats lash out at Schumer for betrayal. Yeah? Betrayal. Politico says Democrats film over Schumer's handling of funding fight. There was no fight. I don't know why they are using the word fight. With Democrats, you cannot ascribe the word fight. There's never been a time where Democrats put up a fight. I've never seen that before. I'm not going to see that anytime soon. I can assure you of that. The New York Times says absolute ridiculous. Yes, absolute ridiculous. Democrats sit at Schumer. I can't see the whole headline right now because I have to open the article to read it in full. But I mean that tells you what it is. Democrats absolute ridiculous. Democrats sit at Schumer for whatever it is. NBC News. This is the best out of them all. Democratic anger over Schumer's surrender. Democratic anger over Schumer's surrender. Now let's ask the critical question. This is what the Democrats are not asking. Why did Chuck Schumer surrender to Donald Trump? Why? Let's ask another question there. Does Trump have something on Chuck Schumer? That's what I would ask. Does Trump have something over Schumer? Because we've been asking these questions over people who one day called Trump all kind of name, and the next hour they are Trump's best buddy, or they are Trump's best buddies. People like Ted Cruz, whose dad was insulted, whose wife was insulted by Trump, who was insulted by Trump, Marco Rubio. The list is endless. Lindsey Graham. The list is endless. And they are famous. And these guys that I just mentioned, they have quotes all over the internet that you can refer to about Donald Trump, about what they said about Trump. Now let's bring it back to Chuck Schumer. Chuck Schumer have been against Trump for so long. And remind you, Chuck Schumer and Trump were in New York at some point because Trump has been chased away from New York. So now, this caving to Trump, what does it mean? Should we look into it deeper? Is there an underlying meaning to it? All of a sudden, Trump came out and was praising Schumer. This is unheard of. Trump praising Schumer? It's like hearing Trump praise Gerald Nadler. I don't know if that can happen. Trump praising Schumer. Trump saying, oh, I and Schumer, we go way back. Saying good things about Schumer. And you know Trump is a day trader. He can only speak good of you when he wants something. And Trump can speak good of you when he knows you are going to cave in. Trump, I can tell you, I believe that Trump knew that Schumer was going to cave. Whatever excuse Schumer was giving, when I heard him say, the alternative will be worse. Schumer said the alternative will be worse. Not caving into Trump will be worse than caving into Trump. Worse for who? Worse for who? Trump wants the government to be funded. Republicans want the government to be funded. Republicans spat in your face. They did not negotiate with you. They didn't consult you. They just went and passed a bill that has only what Republicans wanted. and now ask you and called you, summoned you to the table to pen your vote. That's not like those. There was no pleading. They were saying it, even though the Republicans needed this more than the Democrats. The Republicans, they have the House, the Senate, and the presidency. They have everything, even the Supreme Court. They're in charge of the whole government. The three arms of government, Republicans, they have everything. And then they tell you that you are going to be blamed for government shutting down, and you take it, and you caved. Schumer supporting, I mean, I think for me right now, it is time for Schumer to be primary. I don't know how anybody want to look at it. Schumer is too old in this game. I've not seen any effect. I don't know what he is doing right now. And Ocasio-Cortez saying that let me look at what she said. Let me bring up what she said exactly. Let me see. Yeah. Let me see. Ocasio-Cortez saying it is. Yeah, we know. Ocasio-Cortez saying, oh, I can't find it right now. I cannot find it right now. Oh, I can't find that right now. Okay, Ocasio-Cortez called the decision a tremendous mistake. Tremendous mistake is not a colossal mistake. Well, was it a mistake? What am I even saying? Am I okay? What am I saying? That it was a mistake? It wasn't a mistake. Schumer has been a politician for donkey years. He knows Trump very well. And then if me, just this, etc., just sitting down here analyzing politics, if I knew at that point that Trump wanted the government to be funded by all means, any means possible, and Trump being Trump would say anything. Trump would say anything. If Trump needed to consult Nigerian juju to get that government funded, he would have done it. And Schumer, of all people, should have known this. But guess what? Schumer caved. He caved even with all the pressure from the Democrats in the House Democrats. He caved. Even a lot of the Senate Democrats were urging him not to support funding the government. Republicans, they threatened to crash the system all the while Biden was president. That's one thing about Republicans. When they say something, they do it. And these Republicans, they know that the Democrats are so scared. Democrats are so scared for whatever reason, they cannot act, they cannot do anything. They walk like they're walking on eggshells, and you can't get them to be strong, to take decisions that you feel to be forceful. Republicans don't care if the house is burning. When they want something, they push it. You can see the way they campaign. They don't care. They don't care how Democrats feel. But Democrats be like, oh no, I can't. I don't want to ruffle feathers. It'd be too immoral. Forgetting that this is a different time. With Trump, everything should be on the table. So the bottom line of this whole, to my take, is people should be looking to the underlying factors here. Does Trump have anything on Schumer? We've asked about Lindsey Graham, about Ted Cruz, Marco Rubio, and the likes. What of Chuck Schumer? Why did Schumer cave? Because we know that this funding this government benefits Trump and Trump alone, benefits the Republicans and Republicans alone. And we know that, and you're asking, okay, people are going to suffer, that people are going to, so what? So what? This is what we want. This is what we want. Let people see what they've done with what by electing Trump, so that this can be a never again moment. This can be a never again moment in the system. Let people see what they've done electing Trump. If the system was going to shut down, it would be on the Republicans. And they're telling the Democrat that it's going to be on the Democrats, and the Democrat believe in it. When everybody in the world knows that the Republicans are the ones in power, are the ones in charge. I don't understand why Democrats can be this crazy. I don't understand why these guys can be this crazy. Sometimes you listen to a Democrat talk, and then you be like, what? Is this guy in today's America? And then you come out like, okay, is it a two-edged sword? Uh-huh. So what? So what? But on whose lap is the fault going to fall on? And we know it. We know it. We know it. You just open your eyes and see. You don't even need to open your eyes to see this. Trump is the president, a Republican. Republicans, Mike Johnson, the Speaker of the House, a Republican. John Thune is the head of the Senate, the majority leader of the Senate, Republican. So who are people going to blame? It was a colossal mistake. A colossal mistake that the Democrats are going to live to regret. Because now you've given Trump the license to go on to continue his cutting spree. You've given Elon Musk, President Musk, the license to continue his cutting spree, laying off workers, let people, even though, yes, they're still going to, even when if you don't fund the government, they may use that as an excuse to go about cutting the system, but it's cutting the system anyway. They are going to lay off workers. Laying off workers if they fund the government, and laying off workers if the government was not funded. It's the same thing. So why fund the government? Why fund the government? Is that not crazy? I think we should look into the reason why Schumer caved. Now we just heard that Schumer cancelled his book tour. Why did he cancel it? Why did he have to cancel his book tour? He knows. The brother made a big mistake. He knows. A big mistake after the previous big mistake, after the previous big mistake, and there's still going to be a future big mistake. The Democrats are always making one big mistake after the other. If I tell you that this will be the last big mistake that the Democrats are going to make, don't believe it. Because this will not be the last big mistake. Anyways, please don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. This is Federal Character, and thank you for watching. Yeah.